Michael Jordan wanted to win 6 NBA championship rings. Okay, now let me stop you right there. If you said to yourself, well, that's not a reachable goal, then you just sentenced yourself to a life without dreams. Because here's the thing, every single person on this planet has dreams. You know, things they want to do, places they want to go, people they want to become, but there are very few people who take their dreams seriously. They're like, yeah, I wish I could do this or I wish I could do that. And so what they do is they put it on the back burner and then they live the rest of their lives wondering, what if? So when someone like Michael Jordan comes along, even though his dreams seem far-fetched, he said, you know what? I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how many people say it's not possible. This is my dream and I'm going to chase it. There was a man who wanted to build an empire. He had dreams of world domination. Now, most people, when they hear that, they're like, oh, wow, that guy's a psychopath. That guy's crazy. That guy must be a serial killer or a terrorist. And while there's probably some serial killers and terrorists that have big dreams, there's also a lot of successful people who have big dreams. I mean, think about Elon Musk. He wants to colonize Mars. I mean, come on. Like, that's probably one of the hardest things anyone could ever do. And he's actually doing it. Then there's people like Stephen Hawking. He wanted to understand the universe, and despite being completely paralyzed, he dedicated his entire life to learning everything he could and ended up writing books that changed our understanding of the cosmos. Now, sure, these guys might have been born with something extra, right? Maybe Michael Jordan was born with natural talent. Maybe Elon Musk was born with higher intelligence. But here's the thing, there are thousands, if not millions of people out there who share the same exact gifts, the same IQ scores, the same athletic abilities, but they'll never accomplish half of what these guys accomplished because they don't have the guts to chase their dreams. See, it doesn't matter how gifted you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how talented you are. What matters is how bad you want it. Because while some people would never even consider a dream because they think it's too hard, other people will see the difficulty as fuel to prove everyone wrong. So before you waste another minute of your precious life wondering what could be, I want you to listen closely to these next words. It doesn't matter if your dream seems impossible. It doesn't matter if others laugh behind your back. And it doesn't matter if you feel like giving up. Because here's the truth. Life isn't about finding your purpose. Life is about creating it. And what better way to create it than by chasing the seemingly impossible? I used to think that finding my purpose in life would be easy. Like, after all, there's 4 billion people on this planet. Surely there's like a guidebook somewhere, or maybe a guru in a far-off mountain that knows exactly what my purpose in life is. I just need to find him. I need to ask him the question, and then boom, I'll get my answer and I'll live the rest of my life happily ever after. But it wasn't until I went searching for this guru that I realized the harsh reality. Your purpose in life isn't handed to you. In fact, the only way to find it is to constantly challenge yourself, break through obstacles, and experience life to the fullest. And once you truly understand this, you'll realize that your purpose in life isn't a destination. It's a journey. And let me tell you, the journey won't always be easy. There will be times where you feel like giving up. There will be times where you get knocked down and life feels like it's punching you in the gut. But it's during those times that you'll have to make a decision that will shape your destiny forever. You see, everyone eventually gets a choice. It happens to all of us at some point. It's the moment when we get an opportunity to change our life and go after what we want. And the worst thing we could possibly do is nothing. Because when you do nothing, when you choose to play it safe and stick with the status quo, you're essentially handing over your power to the circumstances of your life. And let me tell you, circumstances don't give a damn about your dreams. All it cares about is keeping you in your place. You see, the truth is, we all have fears. We all have doubts. And we all have voices inside of us telling us why we are not good enough, or why we're not beautiful enough, or why we're not smart enough. Those voices will whisper in your ear, trying to convince you that your dreams are too big, that your goals are unrealistic, and that you should just give up. They want you to believe that you're not capable of achieving greatness, because if you do, then they'll lose control over you. But here's the thing, the only way to silence those voices is to take action. Because when you start moving towards your goals, no matter how slowly, those negative thoughts start to fade away. And what takes their place is pure determination. I'll never forget the first time I experienced this. It was back when I was just starting to take my YouTube channel seriously. And I remember sitting in front of my computer screen, staring at the blank canvas of a new video. I had no idea what to do or what to say. My mind was racing, filled with thoughts like, you're not good enough, and what if you fail? But then something inside of me snapped. I decided to ignore those thoughts and just start talking. And as I continued, I realized something. As long as I kept moving, those negative thoughts couldn't reach me. It was like a bubble that I created around myself. And once I got comfortable inside of that bubble, that's when the magic happened. I started to relax. I started to smile more. And that's when my first viral video was born. From that day on, I knew that whenever I felt those negative thoughts creeping in, the best thing I could do was just keep moving. And trust me, it hasn't always been easy. There were countless times where I wanted to give up, where I doubted my abilities and where I felt like I just wasn't good enough. But every time I felt that way, I reminded myself of the progress I had already made. I thought about how far I'd come and how much I'd grown, and that realization gave me the strength to keep going. Because here's the thing, the journey is never easy. But if you're not willing to embrace the struggle, then you're not truly living. You see, life is like a heavy rock at the top of a mountain. And every day you have the choice of either pushing that rock down the mountain or pushing it up. Now, if you push it down, it's going to roll faster and faster and faster, gaining momentum until eventually it reaches the bottom. But if you push it up the mountain, it's going to be slow, it's going to be painful, it's going to be difficult, but eventually it'll reach the peak. And what happens when it reaches the peak? Well, from the peak, you can literally see the entire world, but you can't see any of it from the bottom. Now, obviously, if you push the rock down a mountain, you're going to get more short-term pleasure. It's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be entertaining, but it's not going to last. And eventually, you're going to run out of steam and you're going to feel empty and you're going to regret it. But if you push that rock up the mountain, even though it's hard, and even though you do know if you'll ever get to the top, at least you know you'll have a view. You see, life isn't really about finding your purpose. It's about creating it. And what better way to do that than by taking on the seemingly impossible task of pursuing your dreams? It doesn't matter if you're trying to start a business, lose weight, fall in love, travel the world, or simply make a difference in the lives of others. The only thing that matters is that you have the courage to face your own impossible task and decide whether or not you are going to pursue it. So I encourage you to listen carefully to these next words because they might change your life forever. If you choose to pursue the seemingly impossible, you'll face challenges that will test your limits, push you beyond what you think is possible, and force you to grow in ways you never imagined. But if you decide to run from it, well, then you'll have to deal with the consequences of that decision for the rest of your life. But ultimately, the choice is yours. Will you roll your boulder down the mountain, or will you push it up? Either way, you'll have to deal with the consequences of your decision. So choose wisely. Thank you for watching.